going to go over the materials you'll need for this course, and I'll outline what each item is used for. If you're brand new to watercolor, this will be helpful. If you already have established what you use for your watercolor paintings, then you can just have a look and see if I use something really different than what you already have, and then move on to the next section. For the materials for this class, you will need 2 water jars, one for clean water, one for water you use for mixing, watercolor paint, and I just use a dinner plate and tubes of watercolor paint. The ones I like the best are Daniel Smith Artist Quality and Winsor & Newton Artist Quality paint. You could also use a student brand like Winsor & Newton Cotman if the artist brand is a little too expensive. I do recommend the artist quality as you will get better results, but the Cotman Winsor & Newton student brand is a good alternative. You can also use a little palette rather than tubes and plate. And I have this cute little travel palette with little pans of paint in it. This would be great too. This is a fantastic range of colors. I'll go over more what colors you need in the color mixing section of this class. But this would be great too. I don't know where to get this little palette online. I bought it at a small art store a few years ago. But I do know that the Sakura Koi watercolor set is available widely online, and this is great if you don't have any watercolors and you don't want to spend a ton of money. You can get this quite reasonably, and again, it has a fantastic range of colors in it. You can get these like for 12 colors, 24, 30, all the way up to 72. And you can buy these online on Amazon.com or .ca as well. The quality isn't quite artist quality, but these are really quite nice for the value you get out of them, so I would recommend this if you're starting out. You'll also need some watercolor brushes, and the quality of your brush will really make a difference of the quality of your painting. I have a big synthetic brush that I use. Most of the brushes I use are round. This is a size 14 gold sable brush. And then I have some brushes that are a little bit more expensive. These are sable brushes by Raphael, as well as some Winsor & Newton brands. And I would recommend size 6, 4, and 2. Or you could get away with a number 6 and a number 2 or a number 1 round brush. The importance is that it has an extremely fine point, which is why I get the Raphael Kolinsky Sable brand. Another brand I have that's quite good is Connoisseur Kolinsky Sable, and I'm going to be attaching a handout or a downloadable materials list, which will go over all of this in more detail for you. You'll also need some paper towel, and this will be for dabbing up any mistakes you make on your paper or dabbing your brush. And then of course you'll need watercolor paper. A nice economical brand that I use is Fluid, and this is the 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper. Comes in a block, and I peel the paper off and cut it in half for a botanical painting. And then I sometimes use tracing paper, this is just from the drugstore, to transfer a detailed drawing if I'm not going to draw directly onto the watercolor paper. And then the highest or best quality paper, if you are looking to spend a little bit more to get really good results, is the Arches 140-pound cold pressed paper. This is my favorite paper. It is a bit more expensive, and again, I do usually cut it in half. But if you really want the colors to blend really well and get really luminous results, this is a great paper to use. You'll also need a mechanical pencil, an HB pencil, a waterproof pen, and then a white vinyl eraser and a kneaded eraser. Another item I really like, which is not necessarily an art material, is this book. And you can find this used online, lots of places, Amazon.ca.com. And this is The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. And she created this in 1906. It is a beautiful nature journal of all sorts of watercolor, botanical style paintings. And this is fantastic for inspiration. And she actually made this originally with the intent of being a teaching aid. So I would highly recommend getting this. I think I actually got this for about under $5 online. And you can also find them at used bookstores. So this is a fantastic resource for inspiration and reference. And I will also include this in the materials list.